Senna.
Pals.
Achara would like to explain what an Ouroboros is real quick.
Oh no, because I was like so curious about Obi's full name, right? But I haven't looked it up spelling wise to see if it actually is what I think it is. But Ouroboros is a Greek mythological creature. It's a snake that's eating its own tail, and so I think that is a really good depiction of time being circular, and you just like Ouroboros.
Okay.
I was right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yay.
So I was just wondering about the significance of that. Anyway, you guys sound off in the comments. Let me know.
All right, everybody, I'm Jabby Ke, joined by Achara Kirk. Oh, how do they do this in the English broadcast? Right, I'm Jabby Ke, joined by Achara Kirk. We are watching Loki Season 2, Episode Dose. Thanks so much for joining. If you're watching on YouTube, you're seeing a cut-down version of our reaction because we can only show a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you'd like to watch the whole thing with us, no cuts, no interruptions, head over to our Patreon page or become a member of this channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction, but you'll need your own Disney Plus subscription so you can open up each episode side by side with our reaction. We give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown sync, and it's like you're watching it with your 2 favorite pals from the internet. If you're watching on Patreon, our memberships are ready. Thanks so much for supporting us here. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications. Pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Here we go. Which movie was that at the end of where we saw He Who Remains doing like a magic show? Or not He Who Remains, but Kang?
I wasn't... Ant-Man, was it? Oh, hey, what's up?
I thought that was him. I wasn't sure.
How do you feel about your meteoric rise to fame?
I don't know how I feel, but I know it looked pretty darn good. Come on, look at this. Pretty darn good.
That word always messes me up. Meteoric, because it sounds so much like mediocre to me.
Oh.
No sequel for the fans. Mobius!
What?
Okay, how about you?
Oh, I'm fine.
All right, we'll do whiskeys.
Don't let him out of your sight.
Okay, have a drink while we're down here, because we're still working. Is he running now? He is running.
Told ya.
Oh my God, it's Brad Wolfe. Can I get your autograph?
Anything for... Hey!
Nice.
His ego.
Come on, Mobius! You're gonna ruin my life here!
Your life here?
Oh,
Oh, damn, quite a fall.
nice one, Loki.
You still glad we're here?
It's very James Bond-like.
I know. Also, Tom Hiddleston is pulling off the ruffles on his shirt very well. Uh-oh.
I wonder if Tom Hiddleston could be a James Bond.
I would watch him as James Bond.
Come on, X5. Did you really think you could outrun me?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, what? Did you see his wrist?
Yeah. What the heck? Like, why is he doing this? He's so egotistical. He still wants to go to his premiere.
Hi! Where's the rude boy off to?
Row. Or is he in a different timeline?
Why are they cornering this guy?
Because he's a fancy boy Pratt. Oh. What?
Lucy, you have some splaining to do.
Less is enough. What's that mean? Uh-oh.
Oh, Lord. What a shadow.
Classic Loki.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but why'd you run?
Yeah.
Ah, so many questions.
I love it.
What is happening?
I know. Hey, why are you running, my man? What happened? It feels like there was like a bit of a time jump or something since the last episode to this one.
Maybe.
You will tell us if you found Sylvie when you've had time in holding.
Right, because I'm a criminal, right?
Okay, come on, get in there.
Right, because they went off to find Sylvie. And then I guess, I don't know what happened.
Have Obi check it out.
It's almost like a sewer. The piping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a higher priority than preventing a temporal meltdown? Everything you need to know about this, I wrote about it in here.
I had a feeling that the manual was going to come back.
It's too bad Loki can't like go into the past with it and hand it to another Ke Huy Quan so they can solve both things at the same time.
Screw this back in, right? That's what it said on
page 7.
No, section 42 should match with the system.
Is that with the red light? Because we tried that already.
We'll try it again.
Oh my god.
It's got regular batteries on it.
Casey, tell them what you just told me.
Miss Minutes is helping Renslayer.
What? That explains the radio silent.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Where are they? Renslayer, Miss Minutes.
Not sure, but I'll keep searching.
What is Tom Hiddleston doing?
It's just a rigged temp pad.
Maybe.
What does it do?
Well, that's what we're trying to
do it.
work out. X5 says it somehow blocks TVA tracking.
That's not what it does.
Yeah, the tech guy.
This definitely doesn't block any trackers, that's for sure.
That's where we'll start with X5.
Let's take a run at Brad Wolfe.
Is that his real name, or is that just the name he gave himself
I
in that
think
world?
that might be the name he gave himself.
Welcome back. Why don't you go ahead and take this time collar off and start treating me like somebody who outranks you?
He's a dick.
You just make everything worse. For Mobius, for B-15, for your mother.
Damn.
Wow, low blow. Deep breath, Loki.
You're a villain. You're good at it. Do that.
This guy, he's asking for a beating.
You know, you're right. I have done some terrible, awful things.
Lean into the villainy. Let's go.
Control your little pet, Mobius.
Oh, rude.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Brad.
Brad who?
That's showbiz.
Ha! That's a good joke.
What?
Play along with us, answer
I
our
don't get
questions,
it.
and we get you back down there so they don't forget about you. How's that sound?
You would do that?
I will.
I don't know why he'd know that joke, but that's funny though.
I mean, who even are you on the timeline? Do you know? 'Cause none of this is real.
Well, okay.
The TVA is not your real home. Mobius isn't even your real name. Do you have any idea what kind of life you might have left behind? Who might be waiting for you back there? I mean, do you care? You know they took our lives and you're still here.
Did Sylvie get under his skin? She got into his head?
I don't know.
You're nothing here, and until you wake up, you're just a nowhere.
He's gonna get
and
decked.
you're-
There you go.
How about a slice of pie?
Key lime.
Okay, great.
Maybe the pie's like feeding them disinformation or something, and like getting into their head.
Aren't you curious?
Let's go.
I mean, don't you want to see the life you're supposed to live before they kidnapped you and brought you into the TVA?
Not really.
He was a jet skier.
I'd like to thank the guy who kidnapped me and brought me here. Got me this pie.
Something sus about this pie.
I get it. You know, you might think twice in case
I think he's
something
scared.
bad. And
Or something good. Something bad I can handle.
Yeah, what if it's good?
Do you think I want to have that rattling around in here?
Yeah.
Of course not.
Sure.
It's not good for your mental health to focus on like what could have been, what might have been. But don't you want to know?
He found her and walked away. I mean, she didn't know he found her. That's the only way that makes sense.
Think about it. He found her, but maybe didn't turn her in. Now we just have to find a way to get him to admit it.
He's the only one who knows where Sylvie is. Just got to make him talk.
Well, come on, you're the god of mischief.
Yeah, that's right. Do some mischiefing.
This is like Stranger Things in a way. It's just getting worse. That little thing is gonna retrofit the...
I guess. He's the only one who seems to know how to fix this. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Oh. What does that mean?
I felt like I just needed another session, you know, get a few things off my chest.
He's got the door left wide open.
It left us no choice but to kind of ramp.
Mobius, controller.
Right. Okay, we can't start the festivities without that little baby. Stand by.
That's a decoy.
Yeah, it's going to pique his curiosity. I don't know. Okay.
That thing does not work without the controller, though, so what are you gonna do? Earlier, I said some really hurtful things.
Oh, it's getting to him.
And I am really sorry about that. Mobius! Hey! Get in here!
He can't unlock it.
I know, I was thinking the same thing. You can't just run to the door and... That door is weird. It looks like it locks from the inside.
Yeah.
Loki, turn it off. Let me try this.
Oh!
I don't know where Docs and the others are. Okay, I don't know. Brad, I don't know if you know this, but I've done some terrible. I'll tell you where she is. She has a new life.
In Oklahoma in 1982?
Oh, this makes more sense of things now, because she went to the past.
Hey, OB, this is Casey. I thought I could help.
Oh my goodness. Is that a sound of panic? Yeah.
The blast doors won't open.
Did you try the C12 bypass pathway?
That won't work.
Are you sure?
Of course. I wrote it.
Can you sign my book?
Ouroboros?
Yes.
You wrote the TVA
This is the
guidebook.
wrong time to fanboy.
Will you sign mine for me?
Oh my god.
Of course I will. Happy to do it.
Yeah, just next to your picture.
Hold
It's
on.
really not the time for this.
The containment doors are locked, and only the person who designed it can open it with a live scan of his temporal aura.
He who remains.
Who's dead?
And he's dead. So without Miss Minutes to help us override the lock, we're stuck.
Oh.
The more those branches grow, the closer this thing comes to melting down. I'll build the device, but you need to find a way in or it won't matter.
It's Chernobyl level shit.
Yeah. The stakes are so high.
Brad, I'm telling you right now, if you're wasting our time, you're going right.
Oh my god, she works at McDonald's.
Hey, okay, all right, look, she's in there. All right, she's in there. So...
What a massive plug. I don't know why. I crave a Big Mac all of a sudden. It's so weird.
Hey, can you refill the straw dispenser when you get a sec?
Already done it. Bill, orders up.
It's like some American Beauty type shit. Like, why did she choose this job? She just wants that simple life, I guess.
Maybe.
I'd pick simple in Ireland or something like that. Not McDonald's in Oklahoma.
You head on back to the TVA.
No, I'm not going anywhere until I get some apple pie.
He likes pie.
I actually miss that old McDonald's look.
It's a short break, so talk fast.
Oh, that's the outfit she was wearing when she found him.
Oh, was it?
It looks similar.
Enchant me. You can see what I saw.
I don't want to see it. I want nothing to do with this. I have no...
You're making this so unnecessarily difficult, lady. Oh, come on.
If what He Who Remains said is true, the TVA is the only defense. And if what I saw of you is true, then there's nothing that stands between this world and utter destruction.
I want some chicken nuggets. Do you want some chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
I should get some chicken nuggets. I couldn't help but see that McDonald's logo the whole time behind his head.
You're like a broken record. It's like, get me back to the sacred timeline. It's like, although now it's just get me out of here, which is this a setup?
Oh.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Why? I missed something.
If we stay here, we're all gonna die. They're gonna die. Orange shirt, she's gonna die. Most importantly, we are all gonna die. This is gone unless we...
Oh. Yeah.
I want to see more.
Where do we go?
I'll show you.
B-15 income.
Oh.
There's her outfit.
Targets are popping up all over the branches.
We need to know where this attack is coming from.
Just dropped him.
Docs wasn't looking for Sylvie. She's gonna prune all the new branches.
She already is.
Oh, Miss Minutes?
No, the Scottish lady.
Oh, the Scottish lady.
Dogs.
What are they doing with all the time doors?
Looks like they're connected to the template.
Maybe that's why Brad's was modified.
Gotcha.
That's how they're bombing all the timelines at once. They're all connected to that central control panel.
That's our target.
I'll distract them.
All right.
Our mission is compromised. Set up what you can.
They can't take our freedom.
Don't overthink it.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Mobius, you should come back.
We need to go.
Sylvie, come. No.
She's just, okay.
Is he gonna stay with Sylvie? Oh no, he's coming back. What?
It must have mitigated some of the damage though, right?
Oh.
A lot of timelines have been wiped out.
Yeah.
Those are lives.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Is there an undo button?
No, I don't think so.
Guys, I got a hit on Renslayer's temp pad.
There was nothing we could do.
Some defense.
What?
The TVA is the problem. It's broken.
Then come and fix it.
I'm going home. If it's still there.
Please don't. It's harder.
She is very frustrating.
Jack? Is your mum on her way to pick you up?
Yeah. She'll be here. I'm good.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Why did my brain wonder if there was romance there?
Me too. I'm sorry, I went there. It's because we want a reason. Like, we want to understand why she would stay there. Like, I guess in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, if she decided to stay there, maybe she had a life there. Like, you know, fell in love, had a family or something.
It's been a minute since I watched season 1 of Loki, but there was a lot of her just running.
Yeah.
In her life before this. It was just like constant, for lack of a better word, adventure, not in a good way.
Yeah,
right?
So maybe it is just like she wants a quiet life and just to settle down and stay in one place for a while.
Yeah, I need a debrief. I need to understand what happened here. We saw her in the future in the TVA, right?
Yes.
And we've had this whole thing with jumping back and forth in time. For some reason, I'm imagining there's got to be a way to jump back in time to hit the undo button on what just happened in this episode with destroying all the timelines. That said, the timelines being destroyed, I would imagine, release some of the pressure that was on the containment of the timelines where Ke Huy Quan is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a complicated situation, right? Because like B15 is saying, like every single life that they prune, every single timeline that they prune, there's billions of people, in fact, living in that timeline. They're not just fake lives. Everyone's living a real life, and so it's basically a genocide.
It's a little tricky. It's a little confusing because, you know, when you kill someone in one timeline, you can go retrieve them from another timeline, presumably, right? So it's like, do any lives genuinely have any meaning left? Is the thing that kind of comes up. Like, okay, when in Avengers Endgame, for instance, you know, you bring back all the heroes, it kind of undoes, even though it's not exactly the same thing, it kind of undoes the dramatic stakes of Avengers Infinity War.
Sure.
Right? And so having just all these branches kind of makes the life of one branch less special. You know, from a macro perspective.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a broad idea that it's hard to feel the consequences of what just happened.
I know, because even like as they're talking about all the lives that have been lost, and you see all of them in the scene just like absolutely distraught that this thing has happened and it's awful, you know, like anytime you watch something on the news maybe and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened, because you have some like context for it and it's, you know, a part of your world and you're like, we feel connected to it. I could see that the characters were all connected to it, but for me personally, I was like, well, I understand, you know, cerebrally what's going on, but I'm not feeling that same emotion.
I don't understand why everybody there is so upset though, because they didn't all get the memo that our main black chick has. I forgot her name. B15. She is like the one who's been kind of on this new ideology of like, yo, those are lives. Like we've been pruning lives.
Yeah.
Right? So she has this newfound religion. Does everybody else have that as well? Is that what we're supposed to assume? Because everybody sat up in that bitch. So like, did she pass around this pamphlet of like, you know, she found Jesus and so should you? I'm a little bit confused about that. And the issue that we're kind of talking about here is the same issue that we have with something like the Super Death Star from the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, where instead of just blowing up one world, it blows up a bunch of worlds, and it's like you lose any sort of connection,
right?
As to like
it's so big.
It's so big, it's not devastating anymore, right? You're too removed from it. I don't care is the result. It's like you didn't see any people getting destroyed, you just nothing. And I suppose they tried to illustrate that to us a little bit with her at the McDonald's and seeing all the people and whatever, and then imagining all those people being gone. I could be upset about that in theory. But I don't know any of them, so it doesn't mean much to me.
The actor who played Brad X5, the guy who's like a real dick. In the first episode, I was kind of like, I'm not sure about this guy's acting. But then in this episode, I'm like, oh, I get why he was cast now. Because he plays that character so well.
Of this episode?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like that really kind of like asshole, dickish guy that you're kind of like, ugh, I hate you and I love to hate you. He did a really good job.
Yeah, sure, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see your perspective on that. Every time I watch a Disney Plus show, first episode is usually strong. Okay?
Right.
And then I have to cross my fingers and hope that it continues to stay strong. The only Disney Plus show that has held true to the end for me has been Andor. Loki season 1 was cool, but there was definitely some moments where I was like, I don't know why we're doing this. And so here, we spent a lot of time on this interrogation stuff. I'm like, I don't know why we spent all that time on that. There's so many interesting things to explore in this world, and we spent most of it inside of a box. It's just strange to me. It's like it left off with like, we're back to the present or whatever, and then there's Sylvie, and there's so many questions, and it's like it barely answered any of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, okay, so my assessment with this episode is, setting aside my feelings about it, right? Is that he was supposed to get Sylvie, he just didn't. He just ditched.
Yeah, he ditched because he found a life that he enjoyed in the timeline that he found on the main timeline.
When did he have time for that? When they were trying to bomb timelines? I'm very confused about the...
I don't know. And like you said, time works differently, right? Like they have the TemPads where they can go to any point in time. And so... presumably, I guess we're supposed to believe that he could have gone into that timeline, lived a life, forged a career as this Brad, whatever the hell.
That's all well and good, but like as a person in real life, I still need a through line of like when all this stuff happened.
Do you though?
No, I do, to understand what's going on. So he went to go deliver bombs or what do you call it? Eradicate certain timelines.
Right.
And then it was like, okay, fuck this job. And then bounced in the middle of that operation?
So as I said, like the bombs or whatever, it's all connected to the TemPads that they have. And so he altered his TemPad in order to kind of take that timeline offline. So then he could have lived in that timeline,
okay, gotcha.
right?
All right.
Yeah, I guess is what we're supposed to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm caught up. It felt like it was jumping forward quite a bit and I was just lost. This show is putting the burden on the audience to think, which is I'm cool with. Make me think, like stretch my imagination and my thoughts and make me like really deeply consider all the shit you're throwing at me, this red pill stuff. That's cool. But then you're gonna have a whole bunch of weird stuff that doesn't make any sense. Now you're pissing me off because you asked me to think and the next minute you're asking me not to. That's confusing.
What you're saying about the first episodes of series on Disney Plus, usually, or just like in general, right? You need to craft a really strong banger of a first episode so people stick around. And here, I think they're kind of filling it out with like more exposition, more story and concepts and stuff like that, which hopefully as we go further on down the series, it's going to start making more sense. Because like you said in the first episode, like a lot of the stuff they're throwing at us, the audience, is like, it's very high concept. It's making us think, it's like using lots of terminology and whatnot. And it's like, they, at least in this episode, I feel like they've definitely raised the stakes.
The opening was cool because it puts you in a place of question. It throws you into the middle of the action. You're like, wait, I know that guy. And then wait, he was in a different position the last time I saw him. And then you're trying to catch up and find out what's going on. After that solid cold open, it just felt like it just kind of started dragging its feet quite a bit. It had me, with that joke, because he goes, knock, knock, who's there? Brad who? That's Hollywood. I thought that was so funny.
Can you explain to me?
It means he's a nobody. Like,
oh,
It's just like he was somebody and now he's nobody. Like, that's the joke.
Oh, I thought it was like Brad Who, because there's so many Brads. I don't know.
No, he's Brad Who.
Okay.
Like, that's the, like, yeah, it's just
Okay.
It's a joke about him being irrelevant. Outside of that, like, I felt like they could have truncated that shit quite a bit just to get us forward in the story.
Well,
You know?
I think maybe it's to kind of understand Mobius more and why he...
Well, that's why I'm asking how you felt about it, because that's also the point, is like trying to plant those seeds, not just for him, but for the audience of like, maybe he wants out of this.
Mobius?
Yeah.
But now we know that he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He just doesn't know he does.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think, you know, like you said, they're planting seeds. And I really do feel like it's probably going to pay off.
Right.
So we just have to be patient. That's not your strong suit, I know.
I guess this is all stemming from being scared that this is going to be another Disney Plus experience where I'm frustrated that you got a killer first episode and then it just falls apart.
Listen, Jabby, we're on the second
Yeah.
episode. I think maybe your fears might be warranted, or you know, you can think about it. But for me, I'm like, let's just see how this plays out.
No, I'm invested. Do not get me wrong. I am invested in seeing where this goes. You know what went through my head while watching this is the possibility that this is sort of a TikTok thing. It's just that with only 6 episodes, it kind of frustrates me a little bit still. But TikTok in the sense of like, okay, expensive episode, cheaper episode, expensive episode, cheaper episode.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's what went through my mind a little bit while watching this. But again, it's 6 episodes, so like they should all be talk. You know what I mean?
I only want talk,
They should all
no
be
tick.
They should all be bangers.
Yeah.
You know?
You can't have everything be a banger, can you? Because then you're just constantly like at a 10, and then a 10 stops being a 10.
No, you don't know it, Chara. It's a
Oh.
crescendo, and a crescendo, again and
Well,
again and
yes,
again,
but
like a
you
mini
just
movie.
made the movement. A crescendo goes up, and then you come back down, right? Up. This is life.
This
it goes
episode,
up
no,
and it
but
goes down.
that,
it goes up and down.
That's not what this episode was to me. This episode was like, whoop, whoop. That was it. It was like a heartbeat. That was it. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm Jabby Ke Huy. This is
a Chara Kirk.
Peace out.